All right, guys, so the Multiforce right now is what I'm gonna call summer mode. It's got the torque tires on it, it's got the mowing deck on it, it has the aerator attachment right now. So today, my friends from Pinrods, if you guys are in Kansas City, Smithville, Excelsior, Kearney, Liberty, if you guys need a good shop, garden center, check out Pinrods in Kearney, Missouri. We got Adam and Randy here to help me out. But we're gonna throw on, we're gonna take the deck off, we're gonna throw on the blade so I can be ready for snow plowing this winter. So with a lot of these attachments here, just like the aerator, we're taking off. We're done aerating this season. It's already like freezing at night now. So we're in the 30s, no more aeration, but like I could go ahead and put the leaf plow on here and go to town and it's okay. But I just wanted to get it switched over to what I'm calling winter mode. I wanted to get, you know, the snow tires ready to go and everything that I need for, you know, the high flow to be put on, the broom to be used, and the snow plow, because I don't want to be caught like next day it's gonna snow and none of this stuff's ready. I just want to be ready to go take the deck off. Yeah, that's what we're doing today. We're gonna use a couple 2x4s here. When you're unhooking it all, it's just gonna lower it onto that wood and it's gonna be easier to slide out from under the mower.
So we had the deck lowered onto some blocks. Now we're going to take the deck belt loose, and that's a pretty simple task. The way I do it is just grab on the back side and just twist that belt right off. There's a tensioner pulley right here, and I can move that, and so we're just pulling that tensioner to get some slack in the belt, and just, you know, just comes right off. So real easy process. It's got slack in the belt. We just need to slip it off the PTO. And so now the belt is completely unattached from the PTO and will allow us to slide the deck out with the belt hooking on anything.
We got these two bolts here on either side for the strut bracket going to the deck. Just two carriage head bolts, 9/16 socket. Zip those off just real quick.
And it's all red here. Got the Milwaukee impact there.
Yep.
I like to see it.
Just take those out. Now that is free. On either side of the mower, you've got two bolts here that are holding the deck hangers to these lift plates. Just two bolts. Don't have to change anything about your adjustments there. Just make sure it's lowered down on blocks. We'll just zip those out real quick. Two per side. Now what I always do is make sure you put everything back as you found it, just to make sure everything is there next time you want to put the deck on, and it is in the correct order. Makes your life a lot easier.
I'm the king of losing all these little tiny parts and tools. It gets a little tight right in this area. One thing I just wanted to mention is just make sure the deck is all the way down, and it gave us a little bit of extra room to get that bolt on the other side there.
This side's even a little tighter yet as well.
Yeah,
just with the hydros from the low flows.
So to be able to slide out the deck here, we just need to flip these old boys, the casters here. People are gonna laugh that I couldn't do it with my foot, but flip the casters here. That just gives us a little bit more room to slide this deck from under the mower.
Okay, so we're pushing out the deck from under the mower, just kind of keeping an eye on our PTO clutch right here so that we're not hitting it with the deck brackets. Just don't want to bang into that pulley. It slides very easily on the blocks.
We could probably put like a blanket or something. I mean, you guys just find the best way to do it for your floor, but nothing fancy really, man. We're just trying to maneuver it around here, not to get hung up on anything.
Okay, one final push and we got it.
It is crazy, like how I mean, that's pretty easy. It's 6 bolts. You take off the belt there, and the deck's off.
The deck is off.
You might need like 1 or 2 people to help you kind of maneuver it. Like I don't think I could get it from under the deck so easily by myself, but you know, it's nothing really hard about it. I think it's just intimidating. Like, it was super intimidating to me at first, just because there's so many little nuts and bolts, and you just don't know how it flows. That's why I'm making this video, to hopefully help you guys out and get a better understanding about what this machine does. All right, so we jacked up the front casters here just a little bit. Adam is going to basically remove these and push it back all the way to the back setting.
So whenever we have the blade or the broom on, it's able to articulate from side to side without any interference from our casters here.
Yeah, so the plow, you can move it from side to side like he said, and basically if you wouldn't move that back, it would run into these front casters.
Pretty easy on these, 3/4 up top, and then just a carriage bolt. Usually you have to crack this center one loose, just loose, in order to get.
And so a normal grandstand, you wouldn't be able to move these, right?
No, they're fixed on a regular grandstand.
So you literally are transforming this mower. Like it turns into a totally different machine, because some of these main components, you know, change positions, and the deck's totally gone. We're gonna put different tires on it, wheel weight, a snow plow. I mean, I just love the idea of this. I know, like, initial investments, it's a little bit more expensive, but it can just do so much more and work all year round and make you money all year round. That is crazy to see, like, how much shorter it makes it.
So now we're working towards mounting our high flow hydraulic kit onto the machine. We're using that for our brush over there. We need the high flows in order to actually spin the motor to rotate the brush on that. So this is the forward mounting bracket for our high flow. This does have to come off in order to use the deck on the machine. Now the rear mounting bracket has been there the whole time. We have not had to remove that to install any other attachments or the deck. So this here just slips up underneath the spring, kind of wraps around the frame rail there. Then we just got this little backer plate here. Slide those through there. And when you're installing this, you want to make sure that you install it to where don't tighten it down.
Because you may need to slide it.
Right.
Okay.
Right. You may need to kind of move this around as needed in order to get the high flow on there. I'm just going to go through, snug those down just a little bit, just so you don't have nearly as much play in that. And then we'll slide the high flow on there and tighten these down once we're all done.
And just something to remember here, this is just for the broom attachment, at least from the attachments that I have. You can use this snow plow with just the low flow hydraulics. You don't need the high flows that we're putting on right now. But really helped this year moving this around my garage, and I think it's gonna help right now installing it. I just went to Harbor Freight, a little mover's dolly, and it just makes it easy to move this thing around. All right, let's put it on.
Okay, so we're just gonna lift it into position. Just working that onto the pin. A little bit of resistance, there we go.
Okay, we gotta go forward just a little bit with that.
So that's why you don't tighten up the bracket. That way it's loose, and if you need a little bit more space until you can line up those holes, you can move it forwards and backwards.
I'll just secure it with these couple pins. Want to make sure to tighten those bolts down now that we've got it into position. And then we'll get the belt on.
All right, Randy had a good point. I just took a little Sharpie here and marked out where that bracket will go. That way, when we take this off in the springtime, we go back next winter, we'll know exactly where that bracket goes.
There it is.
All right, so I just want to show here how the high flow is routed. Adam, thank you, sir. If you guys can see there, it's there on the PTO of the mower, routed around that tension pulley, just like that, mounted, and got the belt attached. Adam's just gonna throw on this quick attach here. This is for the snow plow, the broom. I'm sure they have other attachments, but those are the ones that we're gonna be using here today with this quick attach kit. So basically, once it attaches, this pin goes into the snowplow, and then you want to raise up the kickstand here. This is basically for storage, but when we're out plowing, we don't want this thing down. Adam, you want to show us how to hook in the low flow hydraulics? This basically allows us to move it from left to right.
Yeah, so that's quick and easy. We've already got our fittings right here. All just these nice quick disconnect fittings. We've just looped these together for storage purposes. So all we're gonna do on these, it's pretty hard to mix these up. Just pop those fittings together. They are impossible to get backwards. Makes things easy. It's just as easy as that.
Dummy proof, I like it.
So we're gonna start on here on the rear wheels by pulling our wheel weights off. Just 4 bolts on those. Bolts right into the back side of the lug nuts. Those are 3/4 inch nuts.
And really, we didn't need them on during the summertime, but since we were using the Multiforce, you know, it just gave us some more traction since we had all that weight in the front. So, you know, just depends on what attachments you're running.
You want to be careful pulling these off because they are pretty heavy.
A knee buster if that thing came flying down.
Yeah, so you can see it's got these little recessed portions here, and those are just sliding right over these extended lug nuts. We get both the wheel weights off, we'll jack the rear of the machine up, pull all these lug nuts off.
Oh, so you just put it over.
Yeah, so these bolts actually go through the wheel weights.
That's kind of cool.
And they just thread right into the back side of these lug nuts here.
Okay, that makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, these are obviously much longer than the standard issue lug nuts.
Yeah.
But these come with the wheel weight kit along with the bolts, the washers, and the weights themselves.
Gosh, take a look at that. That's kind of cool.
Off. Trade it for a snow tire.
I like it. I always love a Nice brand new tire. These things have some grip to them.
They do.
I like it.
Would not recommend using that on a customer's yard necessarily, but
yeah, but for some concrete with some snow on it, look at the difference there. That's kind of a cool picture.
Okay, so now that we've got both of our tires changed, got our lug nuts tight, we're going to put our wheel weights back on. Now, one thing to note whenever you're putting these wheel weights on is it has this cutout here. You can see that's for your valve stem there. So you'll want to make sure that you put the valve stem in that cutout just so you can check your tire pressures, fill your tires as needed. So I've got the bolts in here, take those back out. Because of those extended lug nuts, the wheel weights do kind of rest on those lug nuts a bit, so it does help you get everything in the right position. And all it is just there's an 11/16 back here and then an 11/16 plug on that. They can be a bit tricky to break loose at times, but just pull that out and let it drain.
It's super convenient with no deck on there.
Yeah, it's even easier now so than with the deck on.
But you just put the pan on the deck if it's on here and do the exact same
You can
thing.
just lower the deck and you'll got plenty of room to set your pan just on the deck.
Blue oil. How crazy is that? So this is Toro's full synthetic.
It's a 1030.
1030, and it basically, we're using it in the wintertime because it goes down to 0 degrees. And I just didn't want any problems while I'm out plowing snow. So blue, that's crazy. Have you guys ever seen that before? I've never seen that.
That's a new one for
blue
me.
oil. All right, so we also did a quick oil change, changed the filter. We also put in the 10W30 full synthetic oil. So we got tires changed to the winter tires, the weights on, the high flow hydraulics, the snow plow, the quick attach system, and moved the front casters, took off the mowing deck. So lots jam-packed into this video. Want to give a huge shout out to the Penrods, Randy and Adam. Penrod's Greenhouse, if you guys want super awesome service, you guys have a servicing department, your Toro dealers, a greenhouse.
Yep.
Where can they find you? Where's the shop?
We're at 14820 Jesse James Farm Road in Kearney.
Yep. So, I mean, if you guys are in Liberty, Smithville, Excelsior, I mean, it's pretty close here. It's only like 15 minutes from here.
Yeah,
so.
it's easy drive, so we can pick up, deliver as needed, and yeah, take care of you. That's
awesome. They always take care of me. I appreciate you guys. And hey, now we're ready for snow, and I'm excited to use the snowplow. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for helping me out, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.